Good evening. Welcome everyone to Friday Night Fights. I'm Robobson. I'm here with Saku on the operating desk and Kotamura, my co-caster for the evening. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
I think we said that at the same time.
Yeah. Well, we're still in sync from Wednesday.
That's right.
I'm hoping we'll be equally in sync tonight as well.
Always. It's hard not to be with you, Robobson.
Oh yeah, it's only 2 a.m. I'm feeling
I
fresh.
was going to say, you said good afternoon, good evening. It's morning time for you now, so we cover it all.
What is time? Time is meaningless.
That's right.
Getting real metaphysical over here. So we've only got the one night for you all this evening. We've got Coles of the Hot Zilfs, my old team, versus Deshamo of Dad Legend. So currently, the week series, Lefties beaten Hasta in the only match played so far, so the Zilfs are up 4-1. So win for Coles will be big in securing the Hot Zilfs advancing through the pit of misery. I'm hoping Saku's got it up on the screen right now. I can't see what he's got.
No, it's coming up and right now. So pit
Beautiful.
Of misery, right in the middle of everything, so we have a bad graphic.
No, it's the perfect graphic. It epitomizes everything about THL that we love. Shout out to Yellow Dart for his artistic endeavors.
Yep. Neat is a program.
It's the only program that anyone would possibly need. Yeah, I'm just looking through some other matches that have been going on through the playoffs, and very little has happened so far. We've got Fisher Turnham. They are down 8-9 against IDK with 3 matches played, but that's kind of the only thing that's happened so far. Over in APM versus 4 Justins, 1 Sustin, nothing has been played as of yet, so everything's happening over the weekend. And STD are 4-2 up against Defias with Dr. Bondi winning in the 1 seed against Wild 9. That is a huge win for them. So we really have no idea where the pit of misery is going to spit people up. So no idea who's going to be playing who. So really we should focus in on the match at hand. So Kotamura, let's talk a bit about these classes that our players have here. I believe we've just got some bans in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did get the ban. Yeah. We got Coles does go ahead and bans the Paladin, where Desharmo bans Warlock.
Right. Yeah, so we were just talking about the classes before the cast, so we got all of our good chat about the classes out the way while it wasn't being broadcast, which was pretty stupid of us. So besides
you missed it all, everybody missed it all, sorry.
So Coles, he has a Warlock which has been banned, which surprised me greatly. But he also has a Demon Hunter, a Hunter, which we are a bit concerned about, and a Rogue. Or Deshamo, besides the banned Paladin, has Demon Hunter, Mage, and Shaman. I was just saying that I'm a bit concerned for Coles with the Hunter and the Warlock in there. They might struggle against the Mage, the Paladin, frankly any of the decks that Deshamo could bring. Like the new big spell High Roll Casino Mage can just be pretty much anything. Holy Paladin is still just a fantastic deck. The new Murloc control thing is very good, and Demon Hunter is still by far the best aggro deck. While Hunter has even got worse, despite not being nerfed.
You know, it's funny. We thought, like, what was the mindset of, like, if we brought these decks, how would we go about it? And, you know, one of the lines of thought was Cole's bringing just like an ultra aggro style lineup to try to just kind of run underneath Desharmo's lineup, which, you know, we're like, if we did that, are we banning Paladin? Are we banning, you know, Demon Hunter? And you went with Demon Hunter, and I went with Paladin, but I definitely see the value in banning Demon Hunter because it's that good.
So the question is,
the Warlock ban is interesting. Yeah.
Do we think that Deshamo is banning the possible Murloc Warlock? Is that the fear? It can't be the fear. Surely not.
Well, no, but like, would you ban Murloc Warlock? Is that the fear? If you put it on that, right? So, you know, maybe I don't. Maybe he just didn't like playing against it. Maybe he had a read that we just don't have. I don't.
He's played against far too many chum buckets on 2, if that is the case.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know what world you ban Curse Warlock. Maybe it's a Burn Shaman instead of the Murloc thing. Maybe I'm not sure about that, to be perfectly honest with you. We'll see. We'll try and get a handle on what Desharmo's reasoning behind that ban might be once we see what decks he has.
Yep.
And
they're going to get going here, yeah. So we're going to have Desharmo at the bottom of your screen, or first to spectate for our casters, and we're going to have Coles at the top of the screen. Not Sylphs.
So before we get started, Cosmara, what do you think they're going to queue first? Completely random?
Well, I mean,
so it's all guess.
Well, it should be random, right? We should roll a dice, but if not, then why not just run out Demon Hunter on both sides and just get it out of the way?
Yes, the good old Demon Hunter mirror. It's everyone's favorite way to start a match.
You know, just go with Gold Old Faithful, get that win, right? You just get it under your belt. Maybe the Hunter comes out for Coles. I've seen that run out first a couple times, but looks like we can join now.
Yeah, I mean, do you go random? Do you go best deck? Do you go worst deck?
Me personally, it's flavor of the month. You know, sometimes I go random. Sometimes I go with just whatever I'm comfortable with. You know, we do see Shaman versus Hunter. Shaman versus Hunter.
Yeah, so Deshamo, this is the J control list specifically. It was kind of the first of these Murloc control things to be popularized. You can tell it's J's list specifically because the Chain Lightning. It's been cut by most people at this point, but it's still got some utility. Well, Coles, well, I mean, it's a Hunter with the Harpoon Gun and some Nagas in it, but what is at the top end, if there is anything, remains to be seen. Are there revived pets? Are there bears? Is there a King Crush? Is there a Hydralodon? There's usually almost always a Hydralodon.
Yep.
There's often not a King Crush. There's sometimes a bear or two. It gets real messy in Hunter. And I think that on refinement does hurt it a fair bit. But we see Deshamo toss most of his hand away, gets a Schooling, which is a pretty big pickup. But he's still going to be short of mana for it for a couple of turns. Now he picks up a Frostbite. So one thing to talk about there is the fact that Deshamo has just taken a huge risk in not coining out Frostbite, because Doggy Biscuit or the +2/+2 immune thing are both just
brutal. It's brutal. I mean, it's
brutal.
Yeah, it's hard to recover from. But you do have the, the thought is maybe keeping the coin for the coin cavern, right, on turn 3, but that is much slower, right? And you do take that massive risk, but he doesn't get punished yet.
Oh, and there's that ramming mount. Ramming mount, that's the name of it. I'm really freaking bad at card names.
Well, there's the dog biscuit too. You were right. There's both of them. Sometimes they play both. I've seen both.
Yeah, I mean the thought might be coin cavern, but I'm really thinking about coin and cavern when I see the silver spear come down on 1.
Sleepbreaker's good though.
Yeah, probably just going to see a frostbite come down here. It really disrupts the possibility of this ramming mount. So we're just likely to see Coles go with the harpoon gun, especially with 2 going. And let's see if there's any big beasts here.
It's not a bad 3-drop, right? You don't mind playing harpoon gun on 3.
And that's a turn 4 bear.
But I think the shaman can recover from this, right? Because it does have the command of Neptulon, right? That has ways to get through it and push through it.
Did you catch sight of what else there was? Was there anything else beast-wise?
I saw it was a breeder, and it was...
No, because Pride was, I think, what was just selected. But yeah, this bear, pretty good. So the command of Neptune obviously going to come down on the following turn. Cookie the Cook is nice for some amount of lifesteal. And Deshari is just going to freeze up the entire board here.
Yep, and it has a... We expect a... Did you go ahead and try to do command next turn, or are you playing out the Swarmers to kind of just get the value out now?
I think it's definitely command, because you can get 2 trade. You can get a frozen face here, which is pretty important. And Coles forgoes a hero power here, which plays, I think, very nicely into the command of Neptune specifically. So we might see Deshama diverge here into a chain lightning play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this deals with
3, 4, 5.
Opts to play the Frostbite first? Which is just a mechanical error. We all make those. Deshama throwing out the oops there as it was like, oh, nuts. But yeah, does get through both bears and is able to freeze the face should he choose to do so here. But that does leave 2 minions rocking on the board. That's a ramming mount. No, going for tracking. So maybe...
Well, he can still do the ramming mount, right?
Yeah, but now he can't do it with a hero power. I really like
that is true.
The hero power. The Phelan is not the way to be going here. He's on 13 health. There's 6 on the board. Why wasn't the Doggy Biscuit taken? The Doggy Biscuit's an extra 2 damage.
Yeah. Go Faith.
That puts it into 10. The ramming mount should have been played for 4 mana, in my opinion, because that's an extra +2/+2 and another 2/2 afterwards. I'm not sure about playing for the board here, because now this command of Neptune, or this Chain Lightning, or this Snowfall Guardian are all going to do some serious work. Like that,
and we do see, the Snowfall Guardian can freeze it. Yeah, I mean,
and Deshama very nicely there. He leaves 1 Stag Guard unfrozen, so that's going to be able to freeze Cole's face on the next turn. And I'm just really confused about that last turn. It wasn't pushing.
Left some damage on the board. You definitely left some damage on the board.
Like Deshama could be on 3 health right now. There is a King Crush, but you're dead next turn, so it doesn't matter.
And we do see the Macaw just to freeze things if you need to, but you're just dead.
Yeah. Like, even if Coles had gone for that line, he was, he would have still been the 1-off.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, they're not, don't freeze, he's not dead. So, we're likely to just see go face, freeze the face, then turn to the face, play the Macaw.
Yep.
And then
now, is there any outs here?
I think the out is so these two minions have attacked, so it's got to be Mountain Bear.
Ooh. Here, is there something to? Yeah, wait, if he does Flame Trap, right? Then with Hero Power, with the improved Flame Trap, then that's 5. So unless there's a way they can gain health, which Cookie does, so he's got to play smart. But
Yeah, I think the out here is Mountain Bear into top deck King Crush.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, he unfreezes. I'm incredibly stupid. He can attack and it's lethal. I forget about that interaction so often. I would just play this game.
Yeah, I would too. I wasn't even thinking about the Hero Power unfreezing him.
Like, it's not even a new interaction, so I've got no excuse.
No. It's it goes back to the very beginning with the same thing happened with Jiraxxus, right? Like,
yeah, I remember extensively thinking about that specifically when Scourge Lord Garrosh was a card 5 years ago, and I still just can't get it in my head. But yeah, so that is the win for Coles, and crucially, that's a Hunter. So the Warlock's been banned and the Hunter's through now. So, Demon Hunter it's always good. And Rogue, it remains to be seen what variety of Rogue specifically Coles has, whether it's the jackpot nonsense or whether it's the
Mine Rogue.
More. Well, it could be Mine Rogue. It could also just be Boat, which is but Boat's fallen down in popularity a lot, since the Smite nerf in particular. But I think it's still fine.
It's the middle of the road. It's the rogue that you bring when you just need something to go against the lineup, right? It just kind of just good. It looks like it's Boat.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's Rogue so far.
It is Rogue. Yeah.
All we know is Shroud makes me think it's not Jackpot and it is just Boat. But Deshama's got a hand to be getting on with here. What you really want is early tempo. But what Coles has, if he wants it, is a turn 2 Boat, which is also pretty good when he has the Gone Fishing to follow it up.
Yeah, I mean, from Deshama's point of view, he does have a lot of Murlocs in hand, so getting maximum value from Clownfish is always good to see. But yeah, I mean, you're about to be facing 4 3/3s on the other side.
Yeah, Coles doesn't quite have the dream of Cutlass trade into prep, Boat, coin, Gone Fishing. He's going to have to wait a whole extra turn to play the Gone Fishing, which is, shocking. Yeah, looks like we're going to see the Boat for now, and then the following turn it's probably going to be a SO7 Extortion into Gone Fishing. Could just be a Shroud Concealment, though the Gnolls are not going to be at 0. I think they're currently at 2.
2, yeah.
But yeah, Clownfish, Amalgam. Hope that you get a 2-drop Murloc to get maximum tempo on this turn, or could just play the Smothering Starfish and kill a 3-3. Though not the best value you can get from the card, but you don't often get that much value from that card in this matchup anyway. So, and
it puts a 2/4 on the board and allows him to Clownfish and Windchill next turn if needs to, or play both Cookie and him out. It gives him a couple options. I don't mind that play at all. You're just reducing the amount of damage on the board, which seems like a good idea.
Yeah. The main concern I have with this is just the 2/4 is kind of an annoying stat line from Deshama's point of view. doesn't trade particularly well with the 3/3. Oh, well, now we can see Prep, Shroud, Gone Fishing, SO7 Extortion.
But what's the follow-up after that, right? I mean...
Well, the Shroud's almost certainly going to get you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start with the Gone Fishing first. Just get the 2 extra 3/3s. It's almost certainly what you want to be doing here. And then you see what the actual card you draw from it. That was picked so quickly. I believe... Oh, Philip Fighter is fantastic.
Yep.
Just makes it nice and clean. I believe the other cards at the bottom we saw were Wicked Stab and the other SO7 Extortion. But we did get literally half a second to see.
Yeah.
So Deshama is going to go for the Murloc play. Redgill Razorjaw is not bad. It just deals with something on the board, which is all Deshama really needs to be doing right now. He's facing down a lot of board pressure and needs to slow it down to the point where, well, we've got a Finley. We've got an old Finley.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a path. I mean, what hero power are you really looking for at this point?
That's a good question. Oh, that's 2 nulls.
I mean, we talk about high rolls and how, Knowles was going to take this lineup, and seems to be the way to do it. Just run under it.
Yeah, and now we could see a Shadow Step on the null, I think we'd see a trade into the Amalgam rather than the Cookie. Because of the weapon, you want to make your opponent have to trade it in themselves to be able to deal with to get the value from the weapon. But Goals instead decides to pop it open.
Ooh.
The Piranhas, they can definitely do something in this scenario. But Deshama just needs to piece it all together as he is getting quite low at this point. And there is 15 on the board.
I mean, so you got Windchill, so that's 3 of them are gone. Okay, Amalgam, but that's not ideal. Cool.
Yeah, I think it's got to be 3 Piranhas here. A 3/1 will deal with one thing. The 1 attack will deal with the Fillet Fighter. And you can kill the Null with the other one as your face, perhaps. Or Deshama's going to prioritize keeping his face as intact as possible, which is valid.
I like this.
Right, Cole's just starting to run out of gas a wee bit here.
Ooh.
Stab's good, but a few turns away just for the time being. So gonna just poke every bit of damage he has. Got the Wicked Stab in hand. But now, another question for Deshama is, okay, that was a pretty good turn for him, but now the options are significantly more limited.
Ooh. Reef Walker is a Piranha, right?
Yeah, I mean, Reef Walker has a rush minion, which is playable within the next couple of turns, so it has to be the best option. Menacing Nimbus is incredibly slow, and Epsilon it's a 10 drop.
Yeah, you're not going to be alive.
Deshama may as well have just been offered 2 options here, and one of those is still terrible. So I think it's got to be the Reef Walker. It's the only one with any viability, I would say, just here. But Cole's still with 7-11 being presented. Ooh. Finley, let's see what he offers.
Hero? I mean, you got to armor up. Yeah, you got to armor up.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. It is.
Taking 7, possible 4 more. 11 possible from Coles this turn.
Yeah. So now, as Coles does not have lethal, got to think about where he wants to put this damage. And we may see a Wicked Stab go into this 3-2, or we may just see it be held as AoE is not the Shaman's strong point. We're one turn away from Bru'kan being playable, and it's looking a little bit clunky. Maybe Deshaun was thinking about the Mutanus there for just a second.
Yeah, that doesn't solve your problems this turn.
Well, I mean,
to me, is Blade Master something?
It solves the problem. Oh, that is a card. Okay, that helps. That helps.
Superior gamer.
Amount. Yeah, that is how you game.
That's why he wins and I lose, right?
I mean that buys him some time. Coles is pretty gassed out at this point. Needs something.
What is he looking for to draw here? I mean, that's something gives him an option. Let's see what he gets here.
Shadowed Spirit, I imagine it is damage, and we're gonna see stuff go to the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scabs is going to be playable next turn. Gets the 4/2s, and I think Coles is just going to be keeping an eye out if the Bru'kan comes out this turn, because I don't think Deshamo is in a position to be like, I'm going to hold back Bru'kan just in case of Scabs.
Is there, knowing you're going into 8, I mean, Snowfall Guardian does freeze the board. You can't armor up with it. Attack face, or not.
Yeah, Deshamo is just holding on to this last swing here. I think Coles is just going to say, yep, 4/2s.
Mm-hmm. But then you can Guardian afterwards, and then he does have Connie that can get rid of one of them, that counters one of them, unless he wants to waste damage, but that's not what you want to do. He needs to get to Bru'kan, even just for the armor, right? We see the hero power, but that can only take you so far.
Yeah, Coles is just thinking about just putting a Guardian back into their hand. Then they're going to freeze the 4/2s, but then he can kill the Snowfall Guardian pretty easily. It's not like it's absolutely huge just yet.
But that Menacing Nimbus gets there. Like, now the value on the Menacing Nimbus is just even more, right? So he gets to get another.
Oh yeah, I mean the value's there. It's just Deshamo's problem in this game is not value. It's dealing with all the stuff that Coles is playing before he dies. So we could see a Clownfish Snowfall here.
Yeah.
I imagine that's what we're going to see. Menacing Nimbus. Didn't quite pull off the same magic as the previous one. The Arcane Devourer a little bit less tempo than the Arid Stormer is.
But it's big, and you win games with big minions, right? Oh no.
Speaking of minions that are good, that is one of the good ones. Grab a Toa.
It's such an easy. 4 to the face. Clean off the big minion. He's down to top deck what? Either Macaw or the other Guardian.
Ooh. And that the Tooth plus the Stab, which is going to upgrade the next turn, that's 9 damage. Shamo does not have a Macaw here. So I
don't see it.
No. And this is the problem with this particular Shaman. It may be called a control deck, but it doesn't actually run any AoE. Besides the Bru'kan, Battlecry effect, and hero power.
so we can clear out the Krakatoa, and then choose spell.
Yeah, that's just it's just dead on board, I think.
Mm-hmm. He was, yeah, and this was what we thought, right? Like the chance that we looked at the lineup was he was just gonna run
Hit
fast.
third face.
Yep.
I didn't even. We were expecting it to be, let's hit the mage. We haven't even seen the mage yet, and Coles is already 2-0 up. The face hunter's got through. The boat rogue's got through. Coles has 3 attempts to win with Demon Hunter.
I've
Demon
seen
Hunter's
crazier
pretty
things.
good.
Yeah, I've seen crazier things, right? Like I've seen it happen. And maybe this is his plan. He's targeting Demon Hunter. That's the plan.
It's very interesting that Deshama is just sticking to this shaman. He's like, I'm gonna win with this shaman. There was possibly some argument to maybe switch towards the Demon Hunter mirror. Keeping Cookie the Coke, acknowledging that the health, the weapon is pretty crucial towards what he wants to do. Having the Clownfish to be able to get some extra early temple is vital. But Coles has the Glaive, probably the most important card.
It's that impending doom just sitting in his hand. But we do see some early stuff to control the board, so maybe the early chip damage is not going to get there. Well, I say that, but we know that Demon Hunter's going to still go face.
Yeah, so Coles here, I like this line. He's got the Metamorphin, so he wants to hold on to the Chaos Strike to combine it with the Metamorphin. Doesn't want to waste a Dead Prison Glaive charge, so just going to say, okay. And that's a little awkward. Because he wants to get the Metamorphin, but he won't get the extra damage.
And I think it's super important to get the extra damage, right? Every little bit helps.
Yeah, so I do not like using the multi-strike over the Chaos Strike. It's a bit of extra damage, but it's anti-synergy with what the Dead Prison Glaive does. You know that your Shaman opponent is going to play, they're going to play minions. Mm-hmm. They play things like the Amalgam, the Cookie, the whatever. Like, you're going to be able to multi-strike to kill a 2-3 or even a 3-4 if they play the Caverns.
Now, this turn, he's just doing it for draw. See the other Clownfish.
I mean, there's a lot of Murlocs that can come down the following turn. Yeah, I guess what was influencing Cole's decision there is the fact that he's got this Bone Glaive. Mm-hmm. He wants to be able to just jam that on 5, be ahead on the board, which he will be, because now the Predation is costing 0. So be able to deal with the board quite nicely. Most likely sink everything to the face. And once again, Deshama's just kind of not been able to go for this Murloc game plan, but does have the coin Commander Neptulon. Cleans up the board very nicely. And Cole's probably just going to say Bone Glaive. Predation's going to kill a 5-2, hit him in the face. Though the Vanguard with the multi-strike gotta look very tempting.
It does. I mean, it does put him, getting Bone Glaive down quickly always feels really nice, but this is a nice, clean. He does take 10. Not that it matters, but.
Yeah, the damage in this matchup is relevant. You're not playing against Burnstone where they could be like nuggling bioluminescence, lightning bolt. That's not going to happen. So Deshama, once again, it's finally time for the Murlocs. Not a huge number of Murlocs, mind. Just a couple.
Just a sprinkle. But he does get the life steal, which is important. He's not going to get the value off Predation. He's going to obviously clear that out. So he doesn't get the 2
Strike is what I imagine we're going to see here. and we're going to see some Lady Thenno come down following turn. It'll just be interesting to see whether we see any of these 1/1s go into the 3/2 and probably ignore the cookie. With only 2 attack or lower minions, Cookie's not going to kill itself off, so not going to be getting the value from that weapon just yet. I do really like this from Coles, saying, okay, freeze my board. If you do that, I will kill you.
And the freeze looks tempting. I mean, the other thing is just kind of just clearing the board out and just making things expensive. Well, you can't with the Frostbite. So you got Chain Lightning, gain 2, and then maybe Hero Power for Taunt?
Yeah, it's just... With Coles at 17 health, Ducharme needs to think about, okay, how do I actually win this game? Playing a Snowfall Guardian now, it freezes 6 things, so it goes up to a 9, that's 11, 14, 17. So yeah, Snowfall Guardian with this attack on either before the freeze or after with double Frostbite is exact lethal. So Coles has to do something about it back, because he does not have a counter lethal.
And Cookie does become that kind of just damage soak for Lady when Lady hits. You're not getting the life gain, but at least taking at least 2 hits from it from spells.
At plus, you actually plus 2 damage. You really don't want the Cookie to die.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other option? Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna go for it. Nope, Ducharme's got a game back.
And you know what? Like I said, he was targeting DH the whole time.
I mean, it came pretty close. It came very close.
Does find it.
Nice setup there from Ducharme across the Snowfall Guardian.
Yes.
Well, with the 2 from the weapon. Build it over.
Hey, but yeah, I know. But come on, you got to make it clean.
Yeah. So Coles takes the first loss of the series. Now 2-1 up against Ducharme, who finally gets a win with the Shaman, has a Demon Hunter of his own, and a Mage. Now, the Mage is obviously going to be the sticking point, so I really don't think we're going to see a Mage come out this game.
Take the 50-50 of the Demon Hunter and take it to game 5. Nope, we see the Mage.
Cool. It is a Mech Mage. I didn't see this coming, but look at Cole's 3 cards before the mulligan. A weapon and both 2-drops. And, well, obviously, Ducharme are going to be tossing away this 8-drop, but there's merit to all of the 2-drops, but there's also the argument that, you know, I'm playing against Demon Hunter.
Yep.
I need C4 Gateway, and I need Shark, or I'm not going to win.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think it's a full mulligan.
Yeah, I mean, it all just comes to how risky you kind of perceive the situation as being. If you think, oh man, this matchup is the worst. There's a gateway. There is a gateway.
And double automaton, right? Like with coin?
Yeah, so it's all just about sequencing here, really. Ducharme, whether he wants to just hold everything, coin C4 Gateway on 2, play multiple things on 3, or whether he wants to coin the automaton now.
Fireball.
Interesting. Not the matchup.
Fireball. I love Fireball, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
Oh, yeah, it's probably the worst possible draw, except maybe Gaia. Because yeah, this coin gateflow is going to come out, and then just the Battlemore Vanguard's going to come down.
Wow.
There's going to be a hell of a turn at some point, but that turn needs to happen quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's a shark that comes in the next 2 turns, then I think Sharma's got a very, very good shot. Jace running into the hand is not ideal.
Nope.
But this is just basically the ideal start for the Demon Hunter. Both your 2-drops and the weapon going pretty much uncontested. Cycling through, getting these fell spells, developing a board. And now the thought is just what? No shark. No shark. Don't have a shark.
No shark. No shark. But maybe, no.
Yeah, it's just do you start playing stuff now?
Well, then you're feeding into multi-strike, right? So, like, do you do you want to give them 2 more spells in their hand, like another spell in their hand, right? Like it's.
I think it's you just got to say they don't have multi-strike. Even if they've drawn 2 fell spells off this Fossil Fanatic already, you just got to say no, surely not. They have it, but with the Mothership coming up on 4. You just got to say, oh my god, the Fossil Fanatic multi-strike. Oh,
is he going for it? Please tell me he goes for it. Because you can't get better value than drawing 2 off of it, right? You want to get at least 1, but he's going to get 3 off 1, and if he gets 2 off the other, the value is just insane. Oh, he doesn't go for it. Okay.
Okay, he's just getting the more value off the glaive instead, which I can respect. He's still going to kill both of these things. He needs to make sure to trade in a 1/1 before he makes this attack. Very nice. Very nicely sequenced. Yeah, and now is the moment where you're just like, don't have shark. Just don't have it.
But he's got 2 fireballs.
Oh yeah, the 2 fireballs really putting in work. Yeah, had to diverge from the Mothership here as he's just too far ahead. That's an explosive sheep, which is good, but very slow.
Yeah, it's going to be too late. I would think. And that's 12 in hand. Because if you're doing explosive sheep and the ping, you're not doing Mothership.
Yeah, Coles has so many options. It's just how exactly do you want to do this? They're going for a Fury to kill the 2/3 and drop the Metamorphin. Use the Predation to kill the 2/3 and send the Fury face.
Yeah.
Well, does Coles wasted here?
Chooses a hero power to keep the spell in hand.
I mean, it makes sense. Like technically, slightly misordered for that sequence. Should have attacked first before playing the Naga. I keep doing that in my own games, so I notice a lot more. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
He's dead.
There's a lot of lethal in this hand. Cole's just getting there with the smoky lineup.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
Big win for Hot Zilfs. That puts them up 8-2 with 3 games remaining. One of them, which is good news for Dad Legend, is, Isocles, who's having a killer season, 8-1 record against Astral Frog, who's a bit unfavoured PR-wise, but Astral Frog's also having a pretty insane season of his own at 7-1. So I think if Frog can get the win there against Isocles, then obviously any more wins and Zilfs are through. It would have to be like 2 sweeps from Dad Legend. No, that wouldn't even work. Disregard me.
I followed.
It's pretty close matches all the way through, really. Donde versus King Viking 23, Chronic versus Yellow Dart. Like, there's very little in those ones in the way of PR. So Dad Legend just need to, knock it out of the park, all 3 of those matches, to make it into the pit of misery.
Yeah. We're going to have Coles join us after his fresh win.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Assuming he makes it in.
Yeah. Gotta click that button, Coles. Come on, man.
He clicked a lot of buttons. They all went face. He's done it really well.
There he is. How are you, Cole?
Smoke, smoke, smoke. Good job. Maybe muted.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yep.
There we go.
Perfect.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Bringing it through for the Zilfs. Kodamora did suggest, maybe he's just going to go all face. And I was unsure of it. So, the first question. How confused were you by the Warlock ban?
I felt very well. Yeah, I was confused, and also I was like, "This is the deck that I spent the most time making, so it gave me a lot of time."
What was it? You got to share. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but we were.
Was it Murloc?
Yes.
No, I didn't bring Murloc.
Oh. Was it Curse?
Yeah, it was Curse with a couple random cards that I've had some success with in there.
Fair. You don't need to give away your techs.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Curse Warlock in the aggro lineup is unusual. We were sure that if you were going full Snorky, it would just be, Murloc and just hope that the mage wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Yeah, I figured that the Curse Warlock could beat Mage or Shaman, so I was just like, I'll try.
It could win. Yeah. But I was concerned for you, seeing the Hunter and the Warlock. I was like, oh, he's got the edge on you on classes, but you just hit him in the face repeatedly, and he just kept running that Shaman against you. He did get there in the end.
I did find the lethal game 3 shortly after my turn ended, and I was like, there has to be lethal here. There has to be. I can't find it. And then after my turn ended, I was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Well, I mean, high pressure. You're talking in the playoffs. I mean, what was your prep like coming into this week? What were you worried about the most? Kind of just give us insights a little bit. Again, high level because it's still early playoffs, and I know both of us are still in the playoffs, waiting for these teams to finish. So, share your secrets, all of them. We're dying to hear.
We just go through the whole process, but no, it was
just Donde's side. That's all.
Yeah, it was kind of like, well, I'm just gonna bring some decks that I like this week because there's only really been 1 week of history, so it's not really couldn't really be like, well, he always brings this class or something. So I just kind of was like, yeah, I like these classes, so for this week that's good enough, and just sort of did the classic make a chart and try and find an edge somewhere.
Yeah. So obviously one more win and you guys are through. Who would you be looking to play most and least from the Pit of Misery?
Well, the Pit of Misery's got a lot of good teams in it, but I have to say, I don't want to play you, Rubobson, just because our schedules are terrible. They don't align at all.
Yeah. Scheduling our match earlier in the season was awful, but we got there.
We did. That match went better for one of us than the other. But...
It did.
But I don't really have a preferred who I want to play against, I guess.
I mean, because yeah,
we don't know. Do we have any idea how any of this goes the next round?
It's an absolute miasma of confusion. No idea. Because it's all live seeding, so
We won't know until they finish.
Yeah, we need to see, because there's so few matches have been played from the playoff matches so far. It's just impossible to know.
I do have a question for you, Coles. Like, because we have the buys. Well, some of us do. Sorry, Saku. And would you rather play, and not take the break off, or would you rather take that week off and kind of see how the rest of kind of the meta settles, or do you find value in trying to having that competitive match, learning as you go, with the expectation you're going to win?
I mean, I think if you're going to win, having the match is good. Builds confidence and makes you more comfortable with sort of what lineups you were thinking. Like, I mean, I guess you could do the thought exercise of I would bring these lineups or this lineup and sort of see what other people brought. But if you're going to win, you might as well play because build that confidence. But it's better to just not have the chance of losing, I would
say. Definitely. It's great to have a bye like a week after nerfs.
Yes, yeah. I mean that does play a lot. I mean, this season just seemed like I had a lot of every other week. It was either a patch or it was a mini set or it was something. So there was just a lot of meta changes this season. It felt like. So having the week off, yeah.
I hated it so much.
Yeah, it just changed every 2 weeks essentially.
I lose every week that there are nerfs, and it's getting exhausting.
There you have it, folks. Statistics show that if you play with Bobson during patches, it's an auto win.
Yeah. I mean, I might get a win specifically, but like any idea of helping the team prep just seems to go out the window. It's just like
everyone just goes to comfort. Everyone just goes to comfort.
I've got no idea what's good. Again, for like the 5th time this season. Let's just see how it goes.
Well, thanks again, Coles.
If it don't go any longer, we'll get another patch here, right?
Casting and hopping.
Got it.
Yeah.
Had fun. So just Sharmo made a comment in the chat there, but it happens every once in a while.
Spoilers.
Yep. Well, good. Enjoy your evening, Coles, and now it's up to Donde to win one.
Yeah, it would be great if he could win.
It's just not going to happen.
Somebody else, I'm sure.
Yeah, no. It's fine. You still got Chronic and Frog. You're grand. We can let Donde lose.
The planning.
Well, congrats again. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yep.
It may be my time to also think of heading to bed.
Yeah, no problem.
I love it. 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's so early.
Thanks for casting, you guys. I'm just going to run through the things for Rebobs, and if you got a jet, I wouldn't blame you at 3 o'clock in the morning. So.
Jet away.
Okay. Just we got Saturday, Salty Saturday coming up here with Wild9 running into 3 matches. One at 8 o'clock, featuring a hero match with Bone Masher versus S Slayer. 9 o'clock Eastern as well. We have Hero with German Shep versus Aquaman. That one's a pretty good match lined up. 10 p.m. Eastern, we got another Hero match with Righteous Jammies versus Laughing Frog. And then on Sunday, these may be played or may not be played, depending on the results. Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have another Heroes final, or semifinals, I should say, with Trito 2 versus CMAC. And then 8 p.m. Pro Series finals. The actual finals, we have Neji Boston versus NJO. So that could be decided as well. I see that Bing Bong Big Top is up 2 games already, so all it needs one more match, and then it'll probably be over. But wish everybody luck out there in playoff land. Any other final thoughts before we let everybody go?
No, just echoing what you just said. Good luck to everybody. Tune in tomorrow.
Yep.
And it'll be a ride.
Indeed. All right. Be safe out there, everybody, and we will see you Saturday night.
Good night.
Hey, bye.